Hey dear fashion bosses, in today's class we are going to learn how to make this beautiful trending cowl top, okay? So stay tuned as we go straight to the cutting table. Alright, so this is my basic bodice pattern already drafted out, but I'll take you through it. So that is the neckline, the shoulder line, the chest line, bust line, waistline, and then the entire length of the blouse. Okay, so I came in by 1.5 inches and curved it into the length. I have my armhole already marked out. Okay, so I'm emphasizing this place again. I'm going to start cutting it out right now. It's just the basic bodies. I believe a lot of us already know how to draft the basic bodies. If you do not know, I am going to drop a link on the description box, okay, where you can click and have yourself abreast to knowing how to draft the basic bodies on our YouTube channel. Okay, so I'm just going ahead right now to cutting this out. This is the neck part. It is 3 by 3. The width is 3, the depth is 3 inches, and this is the shoulder slope, of 1 inch. Cutting it all out. Okay, so I'm going to cut this part out so that we are left with just the basic bodies. So after doing that, this is the fabric I'll be using for the project. It is called Sun Ray. Okay, those kind of fabrics that is stretchy and then has a form of plates on it. Okay, it's called Sun Ray. That's what we are using. So I folded my fabric into two and then I've placed my basic body pattern on it. So right about now, we are going to do the slash and spread method. Okay. But first and foremost, I'm using the basic bodies to cutting out the back panel, okay? We are not doing anything at the back, so I'm cutting out the back panel first before cutting the front, okay? So I'm done cutting out the back panel. This is the front panel. I've folded and I've placed the bodies on it. So we are going to come to the bust line, okay? This is the bust line. So I place my ruler to it and then I'm going to slant a line into the armhole line, which of course is the chest line, okay? I'm drawing a straight line slantedly. You saw how I placed the ruler from the bust point line into the armhole line. And then I'm going to slash this into two. Okay, maybe not totally into two. I'm not going to slash it out totally. I'm going to leave a small link, okay, that will be holding it together, and then I'm going to open it up this way. This method is called the slash and spread method, okay? And then I'm going to put the bodies down. So I can say that you should leave at least a 10 inches from where your pattern is going to start from on the upper part, okay? Just place your bodies 10 inches below the starting point of your fabric, okay? You see that part? We actually need it. So I spread it out this way, okay? So the more you spread, the more the cow effect you are going to, achieve on your top. So I'm going ahead right now to pin it down so that the pattern stays properly on the fabric for me. And as a matter of fact, the fabric is really, really stretchy and, what word will I use for it? The fabric is stretchy and also slippery. Okay, so I'm going to pin the pattern down to the fabric so that the both stay in place for me, okay, after spreading your slash. So I was saying that you should endeavor to leave at least 10 inches on the upper parts of your bodies, on the upper parts of your fabric, okay? So this part I'm pinning now, as you can see, is the neckline, okay? And you can see the part of the quantity of fabric that is on the top from the neckline to where the fabric starts from. Okay. So I'm trying to pin the down part of the pattern down to the fabric also, arranging it properly. I'm sorry the camera didn't capture that part. Okay, so I come to the neckline. You see, you should leave like 10 inches between that neckline and where your fabric starts from, because you have to slant. So I place my ruler on my neckline exactly. Okay, and then you see how I placed it slantily. Okay, and I'm going to connect. I'm going to draw a straight line down to the tip of my fabric. Okay, like you can see me illustrate in this video. So I'm done drawing my lines right now. This is what the entire process looked like at the done part. Okay, you see how well I spread my pattern, or my slash rather. So right about now, I'm going to cut. Okay, so um, you're just cutting by tracing what you have on your pattern, on your fabric. Okay, you watch me the way it's going. Take it into the arm. I deliberately left this part. I didn't have to fast forward this part so that you see how I'm cutting it. Okay, it's really very important. Okay, so I just cut the armhole part right now. I gently cut. And take it into the shoulder area. Okay, and then I follow the slants I made upward. So basically, guys, we are done with cutting of this front panel. So I just come to the shoulder or the neckline, and then I'm going to notch. Okay, I'm notch your neckline. I'm notching so that I will know where to place the shoulder of my back panel. It is very important where my neckline stop on the front panel, because we've extended it. I have to notch. Okay, it will help me know how to place my back panel properly. So right about now, we are going to cut a facing for this front panel. Okay, because we are going to use a facing to turn it. But peradventure, you don't want to use a facing to turn this, okay, from the neckline right now down to somewhere around under the armhole. Okay, you can use a bias to finish it. So guys, this is what we have. This is what your cowl top is going to look like, at the initials when you are just done cutting. You see the shoulders. Okay, it's very important you notch your neckline to help you know where your shoulders will be starting from. So this is the piece that I'm going to use to cut the facing for it. Okay, this is the front panel. So I'm just first folding it into two, please. I'm folding it into two, and then this is the piece I'll be using to cut the facing. So I'll fold it into two. My fabric wasn't really enough, so I had to join. Okay, so I folded into two and I place it, and then I place the up front, the main panel, or on it, just trying to arrange it properly. Okay, and then you see that the facing goes down to the armhole area and even a little beyond. Okay, and then I'm just going to trace or cut this out. Okay, but like I said earlier, if you don't want to do a facing for it, you can just use your bias to finish up the neckline area. Okay, but I believe, or I think, that using my facing to finish it gives it a proper finishing. Okay, professional finishing. So I still have to notch the neckline of the facing. Okay, The part where we notch on the main piece, you will see it directly on the facing, so you also go ahead to notch. So I open it up this way, guys, and then I place my facing on it this way, right part of the fabric, okay, facing the right part of the facing, so to say, the piece we are going to use to turn it, okay, the right part of the front panel facing the right part of the facing. So I just position it properly, as you can see me illustrate. I'm going to take into my sewing machine, and I'm going to start sewing from this part where my notch starts from, okay, to the other part where my notch ends, okay. That's the neckline right now. So after doing that, I just cut a little piece, and then we're going to use it to turn the neckline of the back panel this way, just like a bias. I just feel I should use the same fabric. You can go ahead to use your bias for it, okay. So after turning the front panel with the facing, this is what we have, okay. This is what we have. As you can see, the armhole line is looking well properly aligned, okay. This is the front part, trying to arrange it properly so you know what you have a picture of what it looks like, okay. Knowing where my shoulder starts from is very important. The more reason why you should notch, okay. It's very important. So this is what it looks like. I'm just going to bring the back panel together with the front panel. I've turned the neckline of the back panel, so I place it this way. So it is either I sew it down this way, okay, it's either I sew it down this way, or I use the neckline of the front panel, since we have it as double because of the facing, to turn the shoulder of the back panel. I hope you understand what that means. And then I sew it down, okay, and then I do the same to the other shoulder, okay. So after doing that, we are just going to come sew the sides, and we are done, guys. Sew the sides, and then that is the end of this tutorial, okay. Turn it inside out, and then this is the finished look of what we just did, okay. It is not difficult, guys. If you have any question concerning this, please, you know what to do. Always ask. Go ahead and ask. You know I'm always here to answer to your concerns, okay. So you make yours, and let us see what you have. All right. So bye for now. See you in our next class.